Aha! Very good evening to you, dinky do, me hearties. It's just me, Scottie McClue. Now, you won't be used to seeing me on this channel, and there's a reason for that, because this is only day 2 of the channel. We've created a brand new channel, and brand new channels have their challenges, as many of you will know. But we've already got ourselves 20 subscribers. We need to ensure that everyone in the world is subscribed, because we want to make everyone in the world well. And with that in mind, I'll tell you what my thinking is. You can probably see it in the introductory video, but don't worry about any of that, because that's just not a problem. What I would like to do, this is the very first night at 7:15 on the 6th of August, 2025, Scottie McClue went live with his health channel. Now, the reason I've set up a separate channel is because I do so many different things. So we've got Scottie McClue Movies, and that's got about 50,000 subscribers, and everybody loves that. We put up classic movies, things that you don't always see, things that you don't see on television, and we pop them up on Scottie McClue Movies. I've also got the Scottie McClue Talk Show, so that when I go live, we can talk. This is Scottie McClue Health. This is completely separate from that, because what happened is my health has been giving me huge challenges over the last 5 years. And I've asked a tremendous amount of my body. I've always asked a tremendous amount of my body. And in fairness to my body, it has always supplied the energy and the knowledge and the skills and the expertise that I required for whatever job I was doing at the time. Now I am in my 70th year, and I thought, I don't really want to spend the rest of my life unwell. And I was telling a friend of mine this. You've probably heard me talk about Julia. I was telling Julia about my health challenges, and she said, have you heard of Life Wave? And I said, I haven't heard of Life Wave. No. What are they? And she explained to me that these are little plastic patches that you put on your skin. You put on one a day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And she said it will make a tremendous difference to your health, or I'll be very surprised. And of course, something like that, everyone is very, very skeptical and skeptical, whichever way you want to say the word. And they go, oh, come on, all that stuff. But then when you see, this is not clinical, this is not medical, this is science and technology working for you. This is you working for you. And there are no side effects, there are no problems. It's not medicine. You're not being medicated. You know, it's nothing to do with that. So anyway, you obtain these little patches, and you can get them through lifewave.com/Big Talk Man with a capital B, Big Talk Man, BIGTALKMAN. You'll see it on some of the videos that we've actually put up. And you get these, and I have now decided to become a brand partner in the Life Wave business. Now, I'm terribly small fry, I have to say that, because I'm just the new kid on the block, brand new to it. I've been on the patches for 2 months now, and for the last 2 weeks, I've decided to become a brand partner in the business. And there are no obligations. I don't have to invest any money or anything like that. I buy my patches. Yes, I buy my patches from myself, and I buy my patches and put them on and get well. But if I wanted to get another 4 people to join me as brand partners, people who are just aware in life, people who are switched on, people who are not septical or skeptical or anything, or septic or anything like that. And, 4 of these people, and then they would sign up 4 people. Now, I know what you'll be thinking if you're a business person. You'll be saying, oh, is this some kind of pyramid thing? No, this is network marketing. Network marketing, so we can all get our patches and start seeing if we can make ourselves well. Now, there are no great claims about these are miracle cures, this will cure you, this will, what you've got to do is experience the patches for yourself. I would, however, because of what they've done for me, highly, highly, highly recommend the LifeWave patches from lifewave.com/Big Talk Man with a capital B. I am Big Talk Man. Surprise, surprise. No surprises there. So that's what's happening. So that's why I decided to set up the separate brand new YouTube channel. And setting up a new YouTube channel is not for the faint-hearted in the world today. You're a grain of sand on the beach. But I believe now so firmly, because of the effect the patches have had on me. And if you look at my LifeWave testimony, you'll see it on here. I don't want to sort of repeat everything. I want you to have a look around the videos, make up your own mind. There is absolutely not a problem one way or the other. But if you're finding that your body is challenging you and you're challenging your body, if you're finding that you're really not winning the battle and age is catching up on you, and you're really not sure what to try next, you've tried diets, you've tried creams and jellies, and you take all sorts of medicines, you're rattling with pills, you've done all that. I'm not in any way saying, well, you'll have to stop all that. All I'm saying is take a look at me in my 70th year. Now, until very recently, I was 22 stone. That, I believe, is in your money, 140 kilograms, right? I've lost almost 3 stone. I'm 120 kilograms now, and I'm hoping soon to be 100 kilograms, and then maybe even 80 kilograms. I'd better not do too much, because I do want to remain on the earth a little bit longer. Anyway, I was getting all these challenges. My blood pressure was through the roof. When the doctor took it, he looked at me and said, this is very, very high. And I think he was in a bit of a panic that I could go at any moment there in front of him. So that was that. He said, this is very, very high. I had no energy. I was working hard. I was teaching, lecturing, broadcasting, everything up till about 12 months ago. And then one day my body said to me, if you don't stop, I will stop you. That's the message that came from the universe. Anyway, my feet had swollen up. I was very, very, very breathless. I got attacked, probably a viral attack of an incredible threat to my my breathing system. My respiratory system. That's the word I was looking for. If I go like that, I'm searching for the right word. My respiratory system. And as I say, the weight was pulling me down. My feet were swelling up. I had to ring the doctor just, 2 or 3 months ago, I think it would be. And I had to ring the doctor and say to the doctor, could I have an appointment, please? And they said, ooh, I think it could be maybe, this is Monday. Maybe if you tried us next Monday, we could probably see you by next Wednesday. I said, well, the only thing is I might not be here because my feet are swelling up by the minute and I can't get my breath. I'm fighting to even have this conversation. And very switched on doctor's receptionist said, "Can you come up now? Are you able to drive?" And I went to the doctor's right there and then. So that's what had happened with me. Anyway, I spoke to the wonderful Julia, who explained about the patches, and I went on to LifeWave and bought my patches. I think they were about £100 or something like that. And when you think about it, what we spend on diets, on shakes, on health drinks, on gym subscription, all that stuff, it's a tiny, tiny drop in the ocean. That's what attracted me to join the business as a brand partner. It's small money. And you're thinking, what do you get for that? You get a little envelope. I would say you would choose X39. I don't know if you could see that on YouTube, if it's the right way up, but you get a little envelope like that. And in the envelope are the little LifeWave patches. And I'll just show you them. I'll open the envelope and actually physically show you them. That's the back of it to let you know what it is. It's a LifeWave X39. And I'll tell you about that in a second or two. There's the front, little plastic patch. You peel off the back. When you get up in the morning, after you've had your shower or done all whatever it is you do in the morning, and you pop it on. I don't know if I can show you without exposing too much. Can you? No, you can't. Can you see it there? I don't know if you can. No, I've done a very good job today in actually managing to get my hand around, because my joints had all swollen up with psoriatic arthritis. I've suffered with psoriasis for 45 years probably. So I thought to myself, and of course, you know what allopathic doctors will say, there is no cure for psoriasis. Long story short, I started wearing my patches about 8 weeks ago. The second I put the patch on, my body went, hello, just as if I drunk a glass of pure vegetable juice with beetroot and tomatoes and garlic and onion and whatever else you would put in vegetable juice, that kind of feeling. And as soon as I put the patch on, that's what happened. Absolutely incredible. And then the magic happened. The psoriasis started to disappear. The weight started to come down. Now, guys, it's only when you get into this you'll realize the power of these patches. Well, it's not so much even the power of the patches, it's the power of you. Because what happens is, in our body, we have stem cells. And our stem cells, when we get to about 30, they start to decrease. When we get to 40, 50, 60, our stem cells virtually are all dead. They've died off because we're aging. And they're getting the message that, well, he or she is, or anybody else in between, whatever your pronouns are, he, she, it, person, whatever you identify as, they're getting on a bit. So they'll not need us around, say the little stem cells. When you put the patches in, it's a little scientific setup like mirrors, reflectors, that work on your own internal copper peptides and re-stimulate and evaluate and elevate your stem cells. And your stem cells start to recover. They're getting messages. Oh, we're getting well. Now, if I could tell you, in the middle of my head, I usually wear my bonnet, my McClue bonnet, as you well know. 2 billion people know me, just to let you know that. So there you are. So you are healing yourself with the patches. You're healing yourself. There are 10 in the range, but we'll talk about all the detail as time goes on. This is just an introduction to this particular YouTube channel, and I want to make it all about health. Now, I have a wonderful facility here. I have a phone in. That means you can phone me. I'll give you the number at a later date, 01416289795, my phone in number, my YouTube phone in number, and you can phone me. Now, I don't need to know anything about your identity or your personal data or anything like that at all. So when you phone me, you just need to have a handle. It can be your name, it can be Jack or Jill, Mary, Margaret, Michael. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be your name. It's just something I can address you by while we're talking. You can discuss health challenges that you've had, and I can hopefully advise on the best patches for you to start off trying out to see how you go. They say it takes about 6 months of patches, but I mean, they start working right away. And if I'm anything to go by, the change is palpable and even phenomenal. Now, I'm going to show something I don't often show. You don't usually see McClue's head. You don't usually see the pate. And one of the reasons you don't see the pate is because right in the middle of the pate, I was virtually completely bald, devoid of any hair on my head. But watch this. Since the patches, can you see in the middle? My hair is growing again. And when I told one of the experts, they said, oh, yes, that is a thing about the patches. They can get your hair regrowing. And it's coming in dark. Now, that's pretty incredible. Right, I've taken off enough of your time. We're 17 minutes in. Nowadays, we're so trained to look at stuff that's 5 seconds long, 10 seconds long on various social media platforms that we're not used to having a good piece of video chit-chat. And, people aren't used to watching the lot, but I hope you'll end up watching every single second of this. And I hope you'll come and join me on our discussions on this brand new YouTube channel. We're in day 2 of its existence. One thing you can do, and I was going to say do for me, do me a favor, all that stuff. It's not doing me a favor. It's doing all of us a favor. It's doing the world a favor, right? Because if you get into this and you find it makes a difference to your life, then I'm glad that we've managed to hook up. If you would like to become a brand partner with me, you can email me, scottie@scottie-mcclue.com, and feel free to do that. And I'll come back to you and we'll, get a contact and we'll have a chat about it and see if it would suit you. Do you see the difference? When you last at a meeting with the nurse or the doctor, did they say, well, if it suits you? Lovely being with you. 19 minutes of glorious chat for you to enjoy for your edification, enjoyment, education, whatever. Yeah. And hopefully a massive improvement in your future health. Because remember, whatever condition you're in at the moment, you've probably been incubating that condition for maybe 10 years, 20 years. So when people get older and they get conditions, say, I don't know how this has happened. Say, this has happened because of the way you've been living, your lifestyle. And I can tell you, my lifestyle's not been that of an absolute saint, although some people say it has. Perhaps it has. But let's get the good work on the go. Let's get the programs going on here just for us. Let's get the discussion started. Let's hear from you, and let's see if we can have a hand in making you well again, in you making yourself well again. No promises, no cures, nothing like that. You have to put the patches on yourself and see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. This is Scottie McClue saying dinky-doo to every single one of you. Ta-ra, lads.